Alright, and so I am just starting off with some white yarn. And I am making a magic ring. I'm going to post the playlist to how to do the magic ring. I have a separate video for that. And I am inserting 12 double crochets into this magic ring. Alright, so once you put your 12 double crochets in the ring, I'm just going to pull the string to close it. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch at the top of the last double crochet to close this ring up. Once we're at this point, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to insert 2 double crochets into every stitch. In the end, you should have a total of 24 double crochets in this second row. After you've made your 24 double crochets, we're going to end this row with the slip stitch. Chain 1, and now we're going to insert a half double in every stitch all the way around. And I do apologize because I don't know the number. I guess it would be 24 again. But as long as you're inserting a half double stitch all the way around, it should be fine. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to meet you back at the end. Okay, I've done a half double crochet around the whole row, and it's going to start to kind of curve in like this. And if it look a little small, don't be alarmed. It's going to still stretch over the foot. And another thing that I forgot to mention, that I'm doing a pattern based off like a women's size 8 through a size 9. You can still start the circle the same way, but as I get closer to the end, there are some alterations that you may need to make, whether your foot is bigger or smaller. So I'll just kind of tell you that as I get there. But for now, I'm going to keep doing half double crochets up for like the next 18 rows. And depending on your foot size, you may need to go up or down a few rows, but I'm going to show you the stopping point where you can put it over your foot and kind of see if you need to add or delete some rows. Okay? Alright, so let's keep going. Half doubles, going all the way around, and every time you go up a row, you just chain 1, and you just keep doing that. And then I'm going to meet you once I get to row 18. Alright, let's go. Alright. I'm at about row, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to go ahead and change the color. I'm going to add in this yellow. So I just wanted to show you how I changed the color. I'm starting off with 3 loops on the hook. And before I get ready to take the hook through the yarn, did I say 3 needles? I meant 3 yarns on the hook. I'm a little tired. I'm going to take the yellow and pull it through all 3. And then I'm going to continue with my slip stitch as I normally would. And then just pull everything together tightly. There we go. And then I just continue on by chaining 1 and doing my half double crochets through every stitch. So I'm gonna, quick fact, I've made it through the yellow rows, and I just wanted to explain that for these white, it was 7 rows, and for the yellow it was 12 rows. So altogether I ended up with 19 because that's how long my foot is. But you can actually put the foot, you can put the sock on your foot. I'm going to show you. You can put the sock on your foot and kind of see where you're at with it. So this is kind of hard to show with my ashy foot, but you see it's stopping like right here in the middle of my foot. I'm going to add a few more rows so that it gets to like this middle of the heel part, but I wanted to change the color. So yeah, I got my foot like on the table so I can show you guys this. Alright, so we're going to keep going. Okay guys, so I actually have this, I only needed 2 more rows, and I have it in the middle of my foot where I want it to be. So at this point, the next step you would want to do is flip the sock inside out. So that the stitches are more defined. And you want to, don't worry about all these strings. I mean, you can kind of cut them so that they're not the orange, because we're working with the orange. So don't cut the orange. I'm going to separate that. And if you got like the other strings still hanging, you can cut them. You could have been cut them if you left them on there. Sorry, trying to find my scissors. I'm not prepared. You can cut this string so that way it's not getting all in your way. And I would just like move those out the way, tuck them down for now. I'll come back to them at the end. I'll weave in all the loose ends and things like that. But for now, you want to take this part and put it toward the side where you stopped at. And you're going to chain 1. Sorry, I need to kind of trying to figure out which way am I going here. Can get a little tricky here, but what I'm trying to do is make sure I'm finna get ready to go back and forth across the top to bring this up. This is going to go around the heel of the foot. I'm trying to make sure that where I had to do the connections, it might be a little where the seam is, that is on the back of the sock is what I'm trying to say. You can't really see it in the camera, but I'm trying to make sure that seam part is going toward the back of the sock. I don't want that showing on the top of the foot, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to continue on with half doubles. Across. Okay, so I went all the way across the row, and now all I'm doing is I'm chaining 1, and then I'm going to go back across this way. So I went this way, now I'm going to go this way. You're going to continue to do that until it's big enough to get around the heel of your foot. So I'm going to do a few rows, then I'll come back. I'll tell you what my number was. But once it's reaching around the back of your foot, and I'm going to show you that part, then we will get ready to transition to the next step. But for now, you're just going back and forth with half doubles all the way across the row. Okay, I have added 13 rows for the heel part of the foot. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to fold the top half, and we're going to slip stitch this top half together, and then we're going to flip it. So it's going to all make sense in a minute, but you fold it toward the back, not where this flat part is, toward the back, and I'm going to slip stitch that together. Okay, so once you have this top part slip stitched in, I just cut the end. Once you've done your slip stitches, you can fold it out this way. Now it's starting to form the shape of a footie. And now we're going to go in and we're going to do the border across the top here. So I'm going to show you how to get that started. I'm going to take the same color, and I'm going to start off on the side somewhere. So there's a method behind the madness of starting off on the side. It's so that it appears even from the front view, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go in, add this same color. I'm going to just continue to do half doubles all the way around the border of the footie. I've reached the end of the first row for the border, and now I'm just doing a slip stitch to close it off. For the size of my foot, I normally have to add about three rows to finish off this border, but we are almost done. I'm going to chain one and continue to do half doubles. All the way across here. Sorry for that delay, but just keep on going. I'm going to do 3 rows, and then I'm going to meet you back at the end. Just like that. Once you've made your 3 rows, you're going to close it off with a slip stitch and then cut your string. Then at this point, you just weave in all of your ends, and that will be the basics of the sock, the candy corn inspired sock.